Hey guys, this is Social Dissonance, also known as Shepard. By popular demand, top two most demanded monsters for me to do videos on are the Diablos and the Barioth. So today I'll be starting off with the Barioth. I'm going to be using the Sword and Shield. The fight goes on a little long, so I'm going to be cutting out some of the transitions. For those of you curious, I'm using full Lagiacrus armor. I have a blast piercing for my helmet. I am going to bomb him. I like to do that to shorten the fights, and also it's great for breaking parts. And other than that, I'm using the Djinn sword. You make it out of the Kuropeko chopper. You need some Rathalos parts. So in any case, the basic strategy with the sword and shield, and really, I mean, any weapon, I mean, you want to bring something that can block against Barioth, is he's always attacking you. I mean, if he's not attacking you, he's attacking Cha-Cha, like you saw right there. Like, I was hoping he was going to attack Cha-Cha. He didn't. I got greedy, and I started to place the trap too early. That was my bad. He's either attacking you or Cha-Cha, so either be ready to evade or be ready to block. Fortunately, the Sword and Shield actually does have a pretty decent block in this game. It's not nearly as weak as it used to be in Unite. You really should use it whenever you think you're going to need it. He shoots his little ice blast a lot. Usually that's the time when you're going to want to block. And just to be safe, I blocked there. Again. You know, the advantage of the Sword and Shield is really the ability to go back in and attack very quickly. Now, I'm almost never going to be able to get off a trap without being hit. Something that you might want to consider to jam in whatever armor set you have is Trap Master. It lets you drop traps in almost half the amount of time. I really recommend it. I should have put it on this set. I didn't. I needed one more slot. I just didn't have it. Okay, so I'm going to drop bombs here, but notice what I did. When he attacks, he never attacks in a straight line. He always goes at an angle. So if you just go like directly to the left of where your trap is, normally he'll curve over to the side to where you want him to go. And that's when you're going to want to blow him up. Other than that, I usually, when I'm underneath him, I just do the standard combo over and over again. You almost never have enough time to get off anything more than the normal 5-hit combo. Alright, when you see him flying in the air like that, just block. I mean, it's possible to dodge if you have a lot of room to run around, but this little platform up here is basically like a steel cage, and if you don't, if you don't have a weapon to block with, you better have evade +2 because you're going to get hit. He has three, well, I guess technically four things on his body that can be broken. You can break both his tusks, his claws, and you can actually cut off his tail. His tail is an easy target, but it has a lot of life. So unless you are really attacking at full force, usually online, it's not going to come off. So generally speaking, aim for the tail, or I mean, aim for the face and the wings. If you break his claws, they actually do make him a bit more vulnerable. After doing his little acrobatic moves, he will have the tendency to slip, giving you time to either heal or sharpen or drop a trap or whatever it is that you want to do, or even hit him if you're close enough. Okay, so I'm going to try and get off this next trap fairly soon. As you know, I usually like to get my bombs off earlier rather than later. I mean, you know, I really want to get him down to the point where he can be captured. I'm not really going in for the kill. Only because it usually takes like an extra 3 or 4 minutes to kill something after they're flashing. And I have a single-minded obsession with 10 minutes and 59 seconds. I don't really like Monster Hunter videos that are in 2 parts. It's rather obnoxious, I think, for the people trying to watch. Okay, I'm getting a little damaged here, but I'm alright. I should be able to... Okay, he's going to walk right into it. Okay. I'm going to aim it right for his tusks. Maybe I'll blow up his wing, too. I don't know. We'll see. But this will definitely blow up his tusks. This is going to, you know, 2... Oh, wow. Alright, be careful. Man, that was silly. Those bombs go off for a bit longer than it would appear that they normally do. Okay, again, I think I've been hit by his flying attack full force at least twice now. My advice, I mean, I'm going to keep blocking now. You know, if you're playing online or offline and you see him in the air, just block. Don't do anything unless he's already initiated his attack against someone else. That's kind of noobish of me, but hopefully you'll forgive me. I'm going to make one more shock trap. Hopefully I'll be able to trap him. I don't know necessarily that I will. We'll have to see. I'm going to transition right into area 8. Or 2. It's area 2. Okay, so Cha-Cha's dead. So remember I was saying earlier, you know, always be asking yourself what he's going to be doing. Well, he's going to be attacking you. And if you're the only target, just assume that everything he's going to do is going to hit you. Or if he does that little breath attack, it's going to give you like a couple, maybe 3 or 4 seconds to attack him again. So always make sure to get in there and try to get off 1 or 2 hits if you can. I mean, they add up very quickly. He's growling. I think all you need is normal earplugs for him. I think it would be a pretty big help because he likes to scream a lot. He screamed at least 3 or 4 times. That would have been some good opportunities to hit him. Okay, again, block it. You know, it's okay to block. Oh! Probably would have been better to continue blocking, but, you know, usually the sword and shield sheath's fast enough to evade. I just didn't evade fast enough that time. So really, you see, like, my main strategy is just, you know, put your weapon away, get around to behind him, get in about, you know, 4 or 5 hits, and then sheath, and then keep running circles around him. If you do that, you're going to be fairly safe. He has a number of attacks that come out extremely quickly. He has an attack where he attacks like very fast, an attack where he lunges forward really fast. Really, as long as your life isn't too low, and your armor is somewhat relevant. Oh, I call that baggy quick eating. As long as your armor's okay, he doesn't really ever have any instant kill attacks, so you should be at the very least able to heal up for whatever damage he does to you. Okay, again, just block that attack. Okay, and if he's breathing, that means it's your opportunity to go in and hit him. I'm trying to aim for that, I guess, his left claw. Because I haven't broken it yet, and it is nice to break it. You want to be able to get the claws. I mean, all of his parts are useful. And especially his lance. If you're a lancer, the Barioth lance is probably one of the best raw damage weapons in the game. Its raw is pretty low, but it has just such a huge affinity that it's amazing. Like, I think online with my high rank armor, I actually have my affinity up to 85%. It means that basically 9 out of every 10 hits that I do is a critical hit, doing 1.25 times damage. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the strength off in time. Man, what was it? Let's see what time I'm at. I would have been able to finish the match at around 10 minutes if I had just waited a little bit. If I hadn't been knocked over, I definitely wouldn't have been able to trap him. Well, I guess it's a bonus for you guys. You get to see an extra 3 minutes of fighting. But as you can see, if you have Bomber, the Djinn sword, and the Lagiacrus armor, you know, anything under 15 minutes is really, you know, easily possible as long as you do 2 rounds of bombing. I mean, especially if you're a person that only plays offline, you really owe it to yourself to be making large barrel bomb pluses like all the time, because it's, you know, you can be having your farm cats making nitro shrooms and the fire herbs and nitro shrooms all the time. That makes gunpowder. And then when there's a sale, you just buy a whole bunch of large barrel bombs. You know, not the bombs themselves, the large barrels. So then you have your gunpowder. So, you know, in that case, the barrels with your materials that were free only cost you about 100 each. And then have your fishmongers constantly going to the Moga waters, and you'll have scatterfish. And you could easily cut any time, like any quest that you're doing offline. If you do 2 rounds of bombing, you can usually cut the time in about half. I read online there was some guy trying to do this quest with a longsword. He said it took him about 40 minutes of whittling down the monster. I mean, I can only imagine how much faster it would have been if he had done bombing. Okay, so he actually will come down to this lower area from the higher platform. I might just drop down if that's what he's going to do. Yes, he is. Okay, so he's in the air. What are you going to do? You're going to block. Guys, he will hurt you. He will hurt you badly. I mean, you might get lucky. He might attack Cha-Cha, but, I mean, you know, it's a 50-50 shot. Okay, this is kind of lucky because he's, like, kind of stunned in the corner. It means I can just kind of roll around and keep attacking. Wow, I don't know how that tail missed me. Okay. So, as you can see, you know, with the sword and shield, but really with any weapon, play it safe with Barioth. He will attack you. He doesn't do a ton of damage, and he will hit you with some of his attacks. But if you let him hit you with every one of his attacks, you're going to be spending the entire match healing. And that's just not going to be efficient at all. So in this case, you know, the Djinn sword is good. I would also recommend a lance. He's got a secondary weakness to thunder. So if you want some other weapon to help you, I would recommend making the Lagiacrus lance. Would also be fairly efficient. So in any case, if you have any more questions about the armor set, about the weapon, how to get these things, post them in my comments. Make sure to favorite and subscribe. And until next time, good luck and have a good hunt.